We are live.
We are live.
Just waiting for Lisa to get the notification and tweet it out, share it out into the interwebs, and we will get going. So while we're waiting, I'm gonna grab a little drink.
You want to grab me one?
What do you want?
Lemonade.
Lemonade? Ice or no ice?
No ice.
No ice for the Lisa.
Tweet. Hello. Tony's grabbing us something to drink while I'm sharing. You're not here to talk to them while I'm doing this.
Are people on?
Yes.
Oh, well, why aren't you saying?
I did. I said hi.
I said hi. I'm coming. I'm coming, ladies and germs. I'm coming. I'm coming. Hello.
That shit.
How are yous? Hello. Beaky says, it's just me. No
He's
worries.
always
You're always like first one on. I love it. It's commitment. HF Sales, hey, what's happening? How are you? Happy New Year's, right? Yeah, today is the last day of 2019. How awesome is that? I don't know, people always think stuff like that is awesome. I actually do as well. So I figured, I wasn't gonna go live today, but I figured, it probably would be a good thing. Michelle, hello, Happy New Year. I thought it'd be a good thing to kind of like go over 2019 of Disney, mainly the parks, things that we have seen, things that were new, and just kind of how we rate them. We'll go over it, each one, and I probably missed a few things. I went over my list that I could think of. I'm ready to work out a custody agreement. You can get my dog for the rest of the year.
Oh, that's not fair.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's terrible, Liz. Actually, but I do need to come to your house at some point.
Yes, we do have to come to your
I
house.
am just waiting to make sure I haven't picked up anything from PA. I always seem to get sick when we get back from PA.
Yeah, that's true. I always seem to get sick as well, so.
I'm thinking of you by not showing up at your house right now to pick up the dog and my leggings.
We're thinking about you, because I'm waiting for it as well. It always happens. So.
No sick.
Yeah, we're not trying to when we come and
I don't
visit.
really feel sick, but it seems like every time we come back from PA,
Well,
especially in the winter time.
It's that winter into Florida winter.
Although when we went on that family vacation to Virginia, I actually got sick while up there. But I'm losing my voice, so I don't know if that's just from talking and yelling all weekend long.
We'll have to see. We'll give it a week.
I'm coming down with something.
Yeah, so I figured we'd wrap up 2019 by going over the best and worst of Disney.
From the U.S. So isn't it New Year's already over there in the U.K.?
I know Australia had
they're always
2 days ago or something.
2 days ago. It would have been this morning.
Something, yeah. I was trying to remember when your brother did it.
My brother did it, but I also remember when he was in South Korea, not for New Year's, but for Thanksgiving, when he called me early in the morning, 10 minutes to go. Oh, okay.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, so you're really not that far ahead.
No.
Or not as far ahead as I thought it was. It was the end of the day.
Yeah.
So, well, anyway, Happy New Year
Happy
to
New
all
Year.
that may have already gotten to the new year.
And for those who are waiting.
We have 5 hours and 12 minutes to go.
Yeah, I won't make it for that long. So I want to try to make this as quick as possible because I know it's New Year's Eve and people have to get ready to parties or they're having gatherings at their houses. I understand that. So I just wanted to do this as a last night of 2019 and just go over everything. Everything that I could at least think of. And we're just going to talk about it. And this is scattered. This is not in order. It's just the way how my brain just remembered some things. I literally, not gonna lie, I had to scroll through our videos to just kind of figure out see if I missed things. So Lisa has the list, and we're just gonna go over each one, and then I guess we'll rank it as if we thought it was the best or the worst thing.
Okay. Move It, Shake It, Mask It, Dance It was new this year.
Yeah.
Which when Tony told me that, I was like, really? That seems so long ago.
What was it originally called? Move it, shake it,
Dance it.
celebrate it?
No, I think it was just Move It, Shake It, Dance It. I don't remember.
It might have been. So what did you think of this, actually?
It was cute for what it was. I mean, I didn't really, honestly, I just thought they changed the title of the parade. Like it all
And the
seemed,
song. That song is so damn catchy,
they all
though.
sang, or everything just seemed the same as it was before.
I don't know. I appreciated how there was live singers, actually. You know? However, I knew that this parade isn't for me. I'm not a big parade person. I did respect the
You're
fact,
also
like I
not
said,
a happy peppy person.
I'm not a happy peppy person. That's correct. I'm very miserable. No, I wouldn't say that.
You have a mustache hair sticking straight up that I want to get.
I'll pull that later.
Can I pull it?
No, we're gonna leave it.
It's a parade.
Yeah,
for
it's a
kids.
parade for kids.
Exactly.
Exactly. I get it. I appreciate it. It's not for me. And I also, when like you're going down Main Street, USA, and as soon as you hear that song start coming on, you're like, oh my goodness, it's gonna take me forever to walk this street, and I gotta find which ways to go and around. And I mean, the song is really catchy. I guess for me, I'm gonna put it in. I know I'm kind of in between with it. You know what I mean? It's not terrible, but it's not the best thing in the world either. It's definitely an updated, which is fine.
The Festival of Fantasy parade.
Yeah, that one is better. But this one, it wasn't bad. It was a change that was needed,
I
I
feel like
guess.
it's more like a little dance party for the kids. So.
Yeah, exactly. So kind of, I like it. And I don't.
It's cute. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Yeah. What's another thing that happened this year?
Illuminations ended, and EPCOT Forever began.
Well, after so long, 2 decades and longer of Illuminations, which is my favorite firework display and still is to this day, it's gone. I was very upset when I heard the news that it was leaving. However, it didn't shock me and surprise me because I get it. You have to change, adapt, evolve, and it was nearing its end. It's the longest running firework display that Disney has ever done.
I will say this, like being there the last night that it showed, like that was probably the best Illuminations show ever. And it probably just because of the hype of this is the last time anyone's gonna see it.
And I think like when you were there, like we were there the last night, and if you guys were there, I take notice of my surroundings. I like to look at things and look at people. And I feel like I could see a lot of emotions running through people's faces about Illuminations. Whether it could, because it was so long, whether it could have been someone's first date. One of our buddies actually proposed to his wife at Illuminations, Penda Flow.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Or it was a first date or something. You know, so,
I didn't know.
you know, things like that, it was very sad. I miss it. I still miss it. But I understand they were going to get rid of it. So
that being said,
so then they brought in EPCOT Forever.
That was the worst show ever.
I am not a fan of EPCOT Forever. I will say that proud.
I hated it.
I like the kites. That was about it.
I hated it.
I liked the kite thing, and that was it. The song was creepy. The way how you started with little kids singing the Figment's Imagination song it started out. It was really creepy. I don't enjoy it. EPCOT Forever is not for me.
Stop playing, you're gonna bend my ornament.
That's my ornament. Oh, that's
That's
your.
not. Meh.
Meh. Anyways, I miss Illuminations. Love Illuminations. I think Epcot Forever was the worst. Now, granted, it's not staying.
I was gonna say I had like nothing good to say about it after we saw it, and then Tony's like, "Well, just remember, this is an interim fireworks show." So, like, they're not going to put all their money into something that's only going to be here for a few months.
But it's like when you end Illuminations, even if it's a show that's only lasting for a little bit, it should be a little better than Illuminations to give some give the people something to look forward to. Like, oh, this is awesome. We love Illuminations. This was kind of cool. Like, it was a little better. I can't wait to see what the replacement's gonna be.
No.
This was like, no. It was the worst. I know some people like it. This just was not for us.
No.
Sorry,
Yeah,
not
filler
sorry.
Fireworks, exactly.
It's a filler firework. That's all it was. But I thought that the filler would have been just a little better, than Illuminations.
The backup data fireworks.
That's a true story. It's the backup team. That's funny.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
All right. They removed the graveyard at Epcot. What we call the graveyard.
I call it the graveyard. And I think that was the best in the world. That was one of the best business decisions that Disney has done. We're talking about the, what was it actually?
Leave a Legacy.
Leave a Legacy at Epcot. Right at the front entrance to us. That's why I call it the graveyard, because it looks like a graveyard. I'm glad it's gone.
I remember when they removed the first.
And people got mad at me. I remember saying that on a vlog, that people were leaving hate comments to me because I was so happy. That's when I did the cartwheels.
I did the cartwheel.
Yeah, and you pulled a hammy or something. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. I pulled some muscle.
And I understand why people got so upset with it because, they were on the Leave a Legacy. So I get that.
Your parents are on.
My parents are on it. And my dad was sad about it. I said, well, you're not like completely destroyed. They had to move you because of the contract. Because I think the contract actually ends for that last person who signed. I think it's like another 2 or 3 years that they have to keep it up. Although I don't remember where they moved it to.
I don't know.
I don't remember, but I'm so glad it is gone. I am so glad. Oh, Liz brought up best and worst of Disney
And
character
all the
roles.
long lines were blamed on all the YouTubers.
Yeah.
Well, and the
we'll
worst
talk
of
about
the
that
character
quick.
warehouse too, being the fact that it was this year that the crazy lines began.
Yeah. It was all what, like 6 months ago?
Yeah, like
Maybe-
just over the summer.
Over the summer, it like came out of nowhere. I remember Lisa and I always talk about it sometimes, especially with people in line who are just like coming for the first time. And we used to tell them like, yeah, we go to Starbucks, then we sit down in the chair. We would arrive maybe like a half hour early so we could get our Starbucks, sit right there and
right where
drink.
the tables are, and then we wouldn't.
And then we would just be like, oh, look, the door's open. And then we casually
yeah, like
just
there
walk
would be
in.
people standing in a line
Maybe
per se.
15 people at most
Well, like
was in the
you
store.
didn't have to wait in line. Like we would literally just wait for them to walk in the store, and then we would walk in after. And now
And then we were like, where is all this coming from? Like it came out, it was like
Out
a
of
light
nowhere.
switch, and boom, this huge line. And
But now the last few weeks there hasn't been.
there
a
hasn't
line.
been lines, which is good, but the YouTubers did get blamed. We've gotten blamed. I'm sure everybody else has gotten blamed as well. I remember walking
Up in California at D23, and you sent me the picture of no filming. Freaked me out. Yes, that was the other thing.
That was the other thing. That I was approached for that. About
I remember that you were told by the security that you weren't allowed to film in there, and you were like, no, it's okay. And they were like, no, it's not.
I said, no, it's okay. You just can't film the cast members. And then it was like this big crackdown thing, and I was like, what?
Which didn't even last a full day.
No, it didn't last a full day at all. So then.
But that's when they started the lines outside had already started at that point, but then that's when they started only allowing so many people in the store at a time.
Yeah. So yeah, that was kind of like the worst, but it's getting better. It's getting better.
It's getting better.
It's getting there.
It's getting there.
What else we got?
I don't know. Epcot Experience construction.
Okay, so right now we know that Epcot is going through this big overhaul, which needed. Epcot desperately needs it. So I'm okay with it,
I think the Epcot Experience is pretty awesome. Like the little.
Oh, yeah, that thing is. That Epcot experience, and I said in the vlog, was my new favorite thing to do at Epcot.
Yeah, it's
just to walk
it's
in
really
there.
neat.
Just to see what the future is going to be like, and they made it that way, the future.
But as of right now, half of Epcot is under construction.
I call it Walcott.
Yeah.
Because it's just filled with nothing but walls. And I miss Club Cool. I really do. Who did not like going to Epcot and be like, oh, I'm a little thirsty. I don't feel like buying anything. Let's go to Club Cool and just sample. Let's be honest.
And you'd always
did
do
it.
the Beverly Challenge.
And I would always drink a thing of Beverly because That's what you did. Even though I hate Beverly, it's just something that you do. So I always did it.
It's something that you do.
So now, like, Disney's gonna make you pay for Beverly.
Which I will never.
I'll
I
never
never
do that.
wanted to even do the free sample. You always made me.
I miss Club Cool for that aspect. The construction's definitely needed, so I'm okay with it. However, I think they drug their feet on this, getting the contract for it, because now it's like such a rush.
Now it's like everything needs to be under construction at the same time.
Because Bob Iger doesn't want any construction happening during Disney World's 50th at any of the parks. I mean, like Spaceship Earth, there's gonna be construction there, but you don't see it.
Yeah.
You know, because it's
all
inside. So now they just have this huge rush, and that's what I call it, Walcott. Because that's all it is. It's Walcott. But I'm okay with it. Epcot experience is fantastic. If you guys haven't done it,
Go. It's
do it
awesome.
on your next trip. It is really, really good. It's not like really a show. I mean, it kind of is, I guess. And you can do these cool like photo opportunities, which is awesome. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun of them. If you remember from our pictures that I was posting on the interwebs of them, I thought it was fun.
Yeah. Next. Galaxy's Edge opened, like everyone knows.
Everybody knows. So Galaxy's Edge opened, and it is officially 100% open as of December, what was it, 15th? No, December 5th. December 5th, I'm sorry. When they put in Rise of the Resistance. Now, this land... I'm going to get so much hate for this. I'm going to get so much hate. That's okay. It's the end of the year.
It's the end of the year.
I like the land.
There's a but.
It's new. It is big. The land is huge. The detail is amazing. The Imagineers did a fantastic job. However, it's kind of Star Wars-ish. Kind of, sort of.
The best part of Galaxy's Edge, was when I threatened to kill Liz. The night before it opened.
Oh yeah, and you threatened to kill Liz.
Because she got me out of bed, and all we did was sit there.
That's it.
For nothing to happen.
And then we got up at midnight.
And then I never got to fall back asleep.
No.
And she didn't wake up to all the texts I was sending her the next morning, like, you better show up.
Yeah,
if I can't sleep, you can't sleep.
We were trying to get Liz to show up for being a bully and making us go for the possible
soft opening never happened.
That never happened. And I was like, I'm texting you at like 12:30 in the morning.
Which I did.
And we did. And I was like, you better get up. She didn't. So I like the land. It's not really Star Wars to me. The Millennium Falcon ride, Smuggler's Run, is terrible. Star Tours is much better. The detail in Smuggler's Run is amazing. You know, walking through the Falcon, it's like, wow, I'm really here. That's all cool. I like that. But the ride itself was a big letdown. Rise of Resistance, best ride in all of Disney World, my opinion. When you ride that ride, you really feel like you're on a ride that should be at Universal Studios. It's like finally Disney is starting to use that technology to bring into their parks, which is desperately needed. But then you just wonder where you're going to go from here. So, land, okay. Smuggler's Run, sucks. So that's the worst. Rise of Skywalker, the best.
Rise of Skywalker.
I mean, the Rise of...
the Resistance?
Yeah, wow. Rise of Resistance.
I just said it.
Yeah, is the best thing going.
I need to go on it a second time and not wait at the park for 8.5 hours before I get on it. Because for me, I was never so excited to get on a ride just so I could leave the park afterwards.
Oh, well, that's something we can talk about too. The best and worst of. How do you feel about the virtual queue?
I like it.
Do you like that idea? You like knowing that if you want to ride, you have to get up at like 3, 4 in the morning?
Well,
or
no,
get there?
That part I don't like. But
this is like a catch-22 thing for me.
So I hate the fact that just to get into the virtual queue, I have to be at the park at like 4 in the morning. But I like the idea of the virtual queue for the fact that although I could be waiting 5 hours in line, during those 5 hours I can go and ride other rides or go back home and sleep. which is what I should have done.
Yeah, but
I missed all these comments.
we know that now, so I'm kind of in a catch-22 of if it's good or if it's bad.
Liz commented, it's something you and I have actually always talked about. They need to make a whole new park and bring back all the old rides they shut down, or rides they have at other parks like Mr. Toad, Horizons, etc., etc. Tony and I keep saying that, like the 5th park should be a park with all the rides they've gotten rid of, and just put it in that park.
So this actually, this now hit me. I do not have this on the list. This actually goes in with this, the 5th gate, or that should have been. When Disney said they had a big announcement and they were holding off for like 3 days, they just like let it known that it's gonna be this big announcement. They're not gonna let it know until whatever date at so-and-so time. I forget what time it was. And we were like, yes, it's gonna be the 5th gate because Universal announced their
well, I guess technically fourth gate if you include the water park.
Like 3 weeks before Disney's announcement. And we were so excited because we were like, okay, this is something that it's going to lessen the crowds. It's going to be awesome. And everybody was coming up with what they want to do with this park. And Disney's like, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? And we're like, just tell me already. And then they're like, Disney at Target. And that's what it was. Disney is having merchandise or little sections at like 23 Targets across the world or across the states or something. And I was like, that was your big announcement? Like you amped that up. Everybody, like we all thought it was the 5th gate. Like we were like, it's happening. Universal announced theirs. Disney's like, come back to their face.
I really
Target.
The 5th gate to be the park with all the old rides. Like I want to ride Maelstrom again. I want to ride the Backlot Tour. I want to be able to have that Honey, I Shrunk the Audience attraction again. I liked that.
I did too.
And the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids playground. Even though I'm not a kid anymore, I would totally go slide down a leaf blade.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So the Target announcement, the big grand announcement.
Well, that was new this year.
That was this year.
That was also new this year.
That was the worst. Actually, I'm gonna probably say that is the worst announcement in the decade. I'm putting that the Target announcement worst in the decade.
Chrissy O also asked us
weird.
if we have any challenge ride plans for 2020. Anything fun or interesting like All Day Small World? No.
I've been asked to do It's a Small World all day. For those who are new to the channel and may not know or seen past videos, I've thought like two. No, you did one. I did
I know,
two.
but I meant like
the channel. I thought it would have been a fun idea to do one ride all day and how many times I can do it. And
before you crack.
Yeah, and I gave myself some rules. So the first time I did it, nobody wanted to go with me, not even Lisa.
Well, because it was Carousel of Progress.
I did Carousel of Progress and I'm talking when it's all day, it was rope drop till I gave myself like 3-4 o'clock because I had to get home because you would be home from work or on your way home. So I did that and I literally, and I showed that in the video, like get on, you see the show end, you see me walk out, no edits, so you can actually see me just going right back in line and getting my seat. And I was cool for the first 3 times. So that's a half, I was there for an hour and a half already in on 3 rides because it's a half-hour show, or 20-minute show, I'm sorry, 20 minutes. And I was cool in the 3rd, the 4th, I was like, okay, this is really getting to me now. The 5th or 6th time, I was like, I can understand why nobody wanted to come on this with me. And then we did it again, another one where we did all day, which was me, Lisa. Wow, I can't speak
Lisa?
to...
Who's Lisa?
Lisa. Lisa.
Lisa.
And Jason DeYoung.
The 3 Caballeros.
And we did 3 Caballeros, and Lisa cracked.
I cracked.
You cracked, I think, on the 5th or 6th.
I don't remember, but I cracked.
Like, Jason and I are like, we were talking about whatever, and then it was dead silent for like literally a minute, and then all of a sudden we hear just Lisa just start laughing.
Like, hysterically laughing for no reason.
And then we look over to the side of her, and she's like crying, like laughing, crying, and I'm like, what happened? And she just couldn't stop. I'm like, she's done, she cracked.
Cracked. There was absolutely no reason for that.
You can go back and watch
Now
those
he's
videos.
talking Southern like me. Lisa.
Lisa. And you can go back to those videos and watch them. They're actually really funny. I might actually watch one of those tonight because it is funny. And but going back to Chrisio's question, am I doing anything like that for 2020? Yes, I plan on doing more of those. Yes, It's a Small World has been brought up to my attention.
But no, we will not do it.
And some other rides. People asked me if we're going to start doing in 2020, we're going to bring back the Love It, Hate It, or Update It. Yes,
Yeah, we haven't
we
done that in a
are.
while.
It's been a long while. We are going to bring those back because that's like as truthful as I can get on the vlogs, because if I think it's terrible, I'm going to let you know. But I try to find like the positives and the good. I try to bring balance to it. So I don't know. Yeah, we are bringing that stuff back.
Let's go back to the
Go back to
list.
Yes, let's go back to the list. So Target, sorry, the last one we did was the Target announcement. That was the worst of the decade. I'm claiming that.
The NBA experience.
The NBA experience. Now, I have not done it. I know some friends who have done it and were telling me about it, and I've seen plenty of video on this thing. I would put this in the worst. And the reason why, Universal had an NBA type experience thing. They had it in City Walk. And it lasted all but 6 months for them because it wasn't doing well. My opinion, I don't think NBA is big enough anymore to be doing this, or to have an experience. I feel like NBA is becoming a dying sport, in my opinion. I could be completely wrong. People could tell me like, no, it's got this and this. I'm like, yeah, but they got all these sponsors that try to keep it going because it is dying. Sort of like how baseball is as well. I don't even think like baseball is the American pastime anymore. I think it's football. I think football claimed that spot. But I think this was terrible. I don't know. Some people liked certain aspects of it, which I
The
get.
gift shop was pretty cool. We went.
Oh, yeah, but it was overpriced. They were selling jerseys like $20 more than what you could buy them online. With the shipping and everything else, it was still cheaper. But just because you were on Disney property. Because that was one thing I wanted to look at when I did a video on that was I want to see what the prices are. Difference from a jersey. Because a jersey is normally like $90, non-authentic. And they have obviously non-authentic jerseys there, but they were selling them for like $110 or $120. And I was like, no. Not even one real patch on that, no. But people will buy it because I understand why they do. I just don't think, now maybe it's just me, but when I walk the parks and I see jerseys, everybody wears jerseys inside the parks. So I look for football, baseball, basketball, and you know what the biggest jerseys I see? Soccer.
No, the biggest ones I see are football.
Me, it's soccer. I don't know. I see more soccer jerseys than I do football.
The only time I see more soccer in the parks at both Universal and Disney is when the South American schools are coming up on their trips. Like Argentina and Brazil, then they're all wearing their Messi and Neymar jerseys.
I see that a little different. I only see football jerseys come out more when it's football season or gearing up to it. I think I see more soccer jerseys because soccer is more year-round. I have a guy like shooting off fireworks.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, the neighbors shoot off fireworks, and I was trying to sleep, and it sounded like our window was shattering, like somebody was trying to throw something through our window.
Stop it.
So, NBA experience, I think this was a bad move, but that remains to be seen. I don't think the numbers are pulling in for it. I don't. I'd like to see the numbers, and I never will, but I don't think it's doing it. But if you guys like it, that's okay. Tell us why. I want to do it once just to be like, and I know I really can't have a full opinion because I haven't done the experience. I get that, so don't hate on me with that. But I did see plenty of video, and I had friends who talked to me about it because they actually did it. So I'm going off of that. Okay, just to clear that up. Moving on.
Star Tours update.
Mm-hmm.
They updated it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like the one ride that they constantly keep updated to keep up with all the movies.
Yeah, and so with Rise of Skywalker coming out, or it's out now, but when it was just about to come out, they updated the screens, which I thought are awesome. The ride itself is amazing, and the fact that they keep updating to these new things that are going on in the world of Star Wars in the movies and or shows, I think it was really good. I liked it. I really do. There's not much else really to say about that. I think Star Tours is amazing, and I think it's better than Smuggler's Run.
I agree.
Yes, I'm going to put that in the best category.
I agree.
Yes.
Oops. Living with the Land update.
Yes, I'm sure some people actually missed this, but Living with the Land did update. They updated the screens. You know, the little show when you go into the barn. You know, right after the chickens and all
Good
them.
night, Liz.
Bye, Liz. With all,
She got to take a nap so she can stay up till midnight.
hey, people got to do that. My body can barely stay up to midnight anymore. So yeah, as soon as you go through the barn and everything like that, they updated the screens. The video is all pretty much in 4K. It's all different now, which is definitely needed. We even talked about that when we did an episode of Living with the Land, Love It, Hate It, or Update It. So half of our opinions got updated. We just need the animatronics now to get updated.
like, okay, the movie screens got updated.
Which is
Great.
awesome. Awesome.
Which, like, they needed to. But, like, the rest of the whole beginning part of that ride needs updated.
Yeah. So, good. It's a start. It's a start somewhere, so I'm going to put that in the best category because it's a start. It's not finished, but it's a start.
Yeah.
Maybe on. What else was around?
Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. They added,
The
new fireworks show was the Jack Skellington.
Yep. Did they add...
They added The Incredibles to the...
to Booty You, which I thought was weird. I don't... That didn't really fit or flow.
Well, why? In the beginning of the parade, they have, like, Mickey and friends just dressed up as regular, normal costume.
I don't know.
Stop it.
I don't know. I don't like The Incredibles in it. And I'll tell you what, in my opinion, maybe it's just my opinion alone. I'm sure Lisa probably agrees with me, so maybe our opinion.
I don't know. What's your opinion?
I didn't have a lot of fun at this year's Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
I didn't, and my brother, it was his first year doing it, and, like, he said, like, yeah, it was cool. He goes, I wouldn't spend extra money to do it again, though.
I mean, when we went prior times, we had a blast. It was fun. This year, I think it was terrible for the fact that Disney once again oversold the tickets. Oh, completely oversold. So every wait was a normal standard wait time that you would have on a normal day in the park. So then people were asking me, is this Halloween party worth it? And I'm like, actually, at this point, I don't know. Because you're getting the same experience waiting for rides and everything. The times are exactly the same or maybe a little bit more than you would on a normal day. So I'm like, well, it just really depends. However, Booty You is still the most amazing thing, and I love the cadaver dance. So this year, that's the only two things I was really proud with was
I like
my
the
cadaver
Hocus
dance.
Pocus, Villain
You do.
Spectacular. I always enjoy that show.
I like it. It's okay for what it is. I'm just not into like shows like that too much.
No, and it's the Sandersons.
So I'm gonna give the Sandersons like the best because I know a lot of people really like Hocus Pocus. So I'll play along and be like, okay, fine, you can have that one. But other than that, for me, it's just Cadaver Dance and Booty You. Because Booty You is the best parade out there.
Space Mountain in the Pitch Black.
Oh yeah, everybody loves that. That's fun. If you haven't done that, you got to do that at least because that's sketchy.
That's sketchy.
It's really sketchy, which makes it more fun, but it's scary.
All right, moving on. Because you said you didn't want to keep this long.
Yeah, I don't want to keep this long.
Skyliner opened up, and we did it opening day.
Yes, Skyliner. So yes, it's good. I'm gonna call this a catch 22.
So opening day, it actually did really well.
Yes.
We rode it.
Had no problems.
Had no issues. Got stopped in the air for like 2 minutes, and it got moving again. But then what? Within that very first week,
like a couple days after,
they had a crash.
Mm-hmm.
And it was shut down. And when it crashed, people were stuck in the air for over 3 hours.
Depending, because the whole system stops. So that system could be all the way over at the resorts, not just in the parks.
Yeah.
So when that shut down, it wasn't just like, everybody at EPCOT got stopped. No, it was the whole system.
The whole system got stopped. So, but it's back up and running. And I don't think they've had any issues since.
Though there's been a little issue, not as bad, but there was something went on a couple days ago. I didn't read the article. People were telling me about it, and they gave me the link for it, so I have to read it. Something did happen, not as what was. So I got to look into that. So I will give it a catch-22. This kind of the best and the worst because. Best, well, yeah, it's more transportation. However, I feel the Skyliner is only good for those who are staying on property and at these certain hotels, like Caribbean Beach and things like that.
Pop Century, Art of Animation.
Yeah, and we can go on. But otherwise, if you're not staying at them, you really don't need to do it unless you just want to do it just to see what it's about. That's kind of what we did. But other than that, I'm not going to really use it too much. I wish they would have made that transportation with that another access to get into Magic Kingdom,
Yeah.
because that's still like the worst park to get into.
When you're not staying on
This
property.
is why I don't go to Magic Kingdom that much. It's because it's such a pain. It's such a pain in the butt to get into
When you're not staying on property.
when you're not on property. So it's really terrible. However, the worst, I don't know yet. That remains to be seen because there's no air conditioning, and I want to see where this like in the summer.
August.
So I know I'm projected in 2020 in the dead of heat, high humidity. Like, you don't want to go outside. It's that bad. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go on the Skyliner, and I want to see what it's like. Because there is a breeze that comes through, but it's very little. When we were stuck for those like 2 or 3 minutes,
like the breeze stopped.
The breeze stopped and I could feel it. So I'm gonna attempt this and do it in the summer to see what this is like.
Okay.
So remains to be seen.
Moving on.
Yes.
March of the First Order ended.
Oh.
But we marched with them for the final time on their last day.
Oh.
Tony really misses this.
I really miss the March of the First Order. This was the worst decision to get rid of them. I understood why they did because at that time, Galaxy's Edge was about to open up. I think a month or so it had. And so I get it, they had a whole new land to train and prepare for. But I wish the March of the First Order went into Galaxy's Edge.
And it didn't.
And it didn't. But for some reason, we have a galaxy far, far away still at the hub in Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, so like why couldn't they just keep March of the First Order?
Yeah, so I don't know. Because I assumed, okay, they're getting rid of March First Order. I understand that. So it's just going to be a matter of time till they get rid of that little show in the hub. But they never did, and there's no statements or talk. So I'm like, well, why don't you just bring back March of the First Order? It was one of the best things. Who doesn't want to see troopers marching?
All right.
I miss it. I think it was a bad decision. That was the worst.
30th anniversary of Hollywood Studios.
Was not as fun as I thought it was going to be.
No, so we were there. And so they had like the parade and all that.
But the parade was...
It probably was only like fun to watch if you were like up by the stage, which we weren't. Because
they were doing like little shows.
They were doing little shows, but also where we were at, the music didn't pair up. We were at the very beginning. The music didn't pair up with the cars that were driving because they didn't really start playing that music till they were halfway down the street up closer to the media area.
Yeah.
So like that, like if you weren't right by the stage and we weren't, it wasn't that great of a parade. Plus, like he said, we didn't get to see like any of their dancing or anything. Like we literally just saw them walking. And I'm like, well,
it was pretty much like a red carpet event, and that was about it.
It was a red carpet parade.
Which was disappointing because I'm like, I expected like, oh, this is going to be an awesome parade. Maybe we'll see Roger Rabbit, rare characters that actually help kickstart Hollywood's, or MGM, I should say. But we didn't get any of that. That was like one of the biggest disappointments to me.
The other disappointment I had was after the parade, like we all like went up to the stage and they had all like the big wigs of Disney up there like talking about, you know, what was to come with Hollywood Studios specifically. And
that's when they announced the new logo. Which was upsetting. Like that was so boring.
They announced the new logo. Well, they showed the new logo. And then like this was a couple months prior to Galaxy's Edge opening up. And they were like congratulating themselves on the success of Toy Story Land, and then all it focused on was the upcoming like Mickey's Runaway
Yeah.
coaster that's gonna be opening in 2020, which was great because then we were all thinking like, oh, they're gonna do like a soft opening because like the ride is done.
Because it was rumored that it was going to open at this time, that it was going to open earlier, and then of course it got pushed
Yeah.
back. But at this time, it was opening within a few months.
So we were all like,
Because Mickey and Minnie are up on stage, and I'm like, this is going to happen.
Well,
it was building to it.
Liz was with us, I remember, and like she kept saying, she's like, they're gonna make the announcement. They're gonna make the announcement. We're gonna get on the ride. We're gonna get on the ride. And she's like looking at me, and she's like, get ready to run for it.
And it never happened.
And it never happened. And like all they said about Galaxy's Edge was, stay tuned, it's opening up in a couple months. Like they had nothing to say about it.
No.
And I'm like, that is probably like, granted, the Mickey's Runaway Railway, whatever it's called, that's coming, like it hasn't opened yet, but like I'm pretty sure we all know that Galaxy's Edge is the biggest thing that's happened to Hollywood Studios, and this new Mickey's Runaway coaster thing is not going to be bigger than Galaxy's Edge.
No.
Like the hype is still going to be about Galaxy's Edge. So like I was just confused like why they were focusing so much on one ride when like that land was opening up like 2 months later, 3, 4, I don't know, 3, 4 months later, and they didn't really have anything to say. One thing I just realized, because we didn't put this on our list, but going with the 30th anniversary, because that was the first day that all the changes happened.
Oh yeah, that was the first.
The Hollywood Studios 30th anniversary was the first day that all the major changes occurred Disney worldwide. So
rules. We're talking about
the new rules.
The
so
rules changed.
No smoking, no
wagons.
I almost said dry ice. No
loose ice. No wagons.
No wagons. Strollers had to be within a certain size.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was the day that all those things were to start. I remember.
Yeah. So yeah, that actually happened as well, and all that's been fine.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any problems. I was like, people. I said wait till food and wine, because when you mix like alcohol and for people who smoke, like that goes hand in hand. I'm like, people are gonna smoke all over the place. I wouldn't
When we
care,
were at food
whatever.
and wine, I didn't see it.
I was surprised. So the rules, nobody would seem to care.
Out.
People are abiding by the rules, so
Yeah.
that's fine. Awesome. So that was a plus,
I'm gonna keep this going because
Yes.
this is starting to get really long.
It's starting to. I know people got parties to go to.
Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. We didn't get to go to this year, but
They added a bunch of
they
stuff.
added a bunch of
for
stuff.
the first time.
They turned the Tomorrowland Speedway kind of into like a Christmas Village type of.
Yeah, like tree trail, almost in a
Yeah.
sense. Space Mountain got its overlay of Christmas music, and there was some other stuff that was new.
I don't know because we didn't go.
I didn't go, but leave comments down below if you did it, because we didn't get to, but that was something new and I didn't experience it. So leave comments below, talk about it.
There were 2 park pay increases this year. So typically
February 11th, we all know this, is when they make the upcharge to ticket prices. So we knew that was coming. That's all fine and dandy. People complain, but we know it's coming.
And then it was like May or June.
Yeah, in the summer they were like,
oh, we're gonna.
But it was just for annual pass holders.
We're gonna now up the price of the annual passes, and
which was almost like a 15% upcharge.
Yeah, like
almost.
It was a pretty
big
decent
jump.
upcharge.
And we were all upset about this because obviously, like, this is like the annual pass holders were getting screwed on this a little bit.
Yeah.
Because the upcharge was for the February 11th was all across the board, whether you were an annual pass holder or not.
Like they increased the amount. So like we had already gotten hit with an increase of our annual pass. And then they were like, let's do it again.
Yeah, which was just for the annual pass. And I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. So that's what happened. That was the worst, I would think. Just leave it to 1 if you're gonna do that, or if you're going to, as you always did. It was always February 11th, and that was it.
Yeah. So that kind of stinks.
Yeah.
But one more thing I wanted to quick add that we also forgot was this year was where they started adding the midday ticket options.
Which I think is fine.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
My parents did it.
$89, right?
I don't remember. $80
$80 or $89 it was.
per person.
But you have to go from noon on. You can't go before noon.
And that was for the 2-day, midday ticket.
They don't do it for a 1 day. If those are just wondering, it's not just a 1 day. You have to have
a minimum of 2 days.
Just keep that in mind.
So, all right. I don't know why you put this one on here, but the Guardians of the Galaxy's Awesome Mix Live was not new this year.
No, not new, but it's just something that's there. This is the second year for it, and I don't like it. I mean, it's fun for what it is, but I thought they would have more of the music for that, more of the popular stuff. I guess stuff that you hear most of the time in the movie. So I'm kind of not a fan of it. I wish they should change it or just get rid of it. That's the Guardians of the Galaxy Awesome Mix Live. If you have a different opinion, leave it down. Everybody's entitled.
My favorite, little baby Grace the gorilla was born this year.
Yeah.
And so
that's the best.
We saw her when she
was just born like a week.
Yeah, like it was like a few. We went like the first week that she was actually like out in the open for visitors to see. She was this tiny little thing, like didn't do anything, just slept on mommy.
Yeah, she was cute.
We were just there the other weekend and went to go see her, and she's still little, but she's very hyper and active and climbing all over mommy now.
Yeah,
and
she's still
she
adorable.
Actually fell off of mom climbing on top of her. It was really cute.
She's adorable, so that was a good thing. When
love
animals are born, it's always
Grace.
a plus. Animals are born, it's always plus.
She's the cutest little gorilla.
Yeah.
The Riviera Hotel opened up, which we have not gone to.
I'm not going to, so I don't have much to talk about. But for those who did see it or did go to the Riviera, leave a comment below what your opinions are. Was it the best? Is it the worst? Is it just so-so? These are more questions for you. So leave a comment for that.
But the outside of the hotel, from what we saw before it opened, it looks very nice. And I hear it's, supposed to be the new Grand Floridian.
Pretty much.
Happy New Year to everyone. I know we've been missing comments.
Yes,
everyone's literally saying Happy New Year, and we haven't been responding.
Happy New Year. I think because we're trying to get through this, because I know people have parties to get to. They're going out, doing things. So we're trying to rush through this. I do apologize. Yes, we see your comments. We will. Happy New Year's to everybody.
Lightning McQueen's little experience opened up.
I don't like that.
It was dumb. So
you just sit on bleacher seats. You don't feel anything, and you just watch a screen. I guess the only good
wants to know where your Wookiee jammies are. They're actually on the other couch.
They're on the couch. It's just so hot in Florida. Well, no, it's not hot in Florida, but it's hot enough in Florida for that thing right now.
But yeah, so this Lightning McQueen thing, I get it if you're a kid or if you have kids. Like, it's a fun little thing for them. But you feel nothing, like you said. Like, you're literally just sitting on bleacher seats and watching the screens around you. So, like, you're seeing Lightning McQueen race, but you don't feel like you're really racing with him.
Yeah, so terrible. However, I'll use the space as a place if it gets too hot and I just need some air conditioning. That's about it.
Yeah.
It's just good for air conditioning. As some people would say, Carousel of Progress is just good for air conditioning. I actually love it. Or Spaceship Earth. Like, some people say that. I love Spaceship Earth and Carousel of Progress, but I can understand what people say when they're like, these are great rides to just beat the heat. I understand that. That's what Lightning McQueen is for me.
So, Lightning McQueen's a great experience to beat the heat.
Yeah.
But
otherwise,
I wouldn't do it again unless I was just beating the heat.
I would say, if you've never done it, one and done. Just test it out. One and done. I mean, it's for the kids. They'll love it. You know what I mean?
And the last thing we have on the list
is the best thing that Disney has done, and I will say for the decade. I gave the worst
outside of the parks.
I gave the worst of the decade, which was the Target thing, the Target announcement. The best of the decade is Disney gave us Baby Yoda.
Disney Plus
gave us Baby Yoda. That thing is like a god.
Go do your magic hand thing.
Baby Yoda is the best thing to happen in the decade.
In the decade.
Decade. I'm giving it the decade. That Baby Yoda is just so cool. I cannot wait for season 2, but we have to wait a whole year.
So when we got home, maybe we mentioned this in yesterday's live at the warehouse, but when we got home, we didn't get home till 1:30 in the morning yesterday from the airport.
So
And, like,
I missed Mandalorian. I was like 3 days behind, you
Yeah.
know.
Which we could have watched at my parents' house.
But I missed it on the screen.
Yeah. But we didn't. So we got home at like 1:30 in the morning, and it was like we both kind of got this like second boost of energy, but obviously like it's that late. We're not going anywhere. And so Tony's like, let's watch The Mandalorian. So we watched that before going to bed. And we got to see Baby Yoda do his magic hand thing.
Hey, baby, do that magic hand thing. Baby Yoda just like waves at him. Lisa thought it was funny because I was like legit yelling at the TV when they were punching Baby Yoda.
Yeah, he was like, hey, stop it, hey,
Well,
hey.
because if you think about it, like straight like to Baby Yoda's head twice, and then when the guy wanted the other stormtrooper wanted to just see the baby and bit his hand or his finger, he straight up like belly punched him. Like, so I was like really mad. Like, who hits a baby?
When Baby Yoda bit him, you just laughed.
Because I was like, serves you right, a-hole. And then he punches him, and then I'm like yelling again at the TV. Like, I was so mad. Like, who hits a baby? And a Baby Yoda.
I yelled at the TV too at that point, yeah.
I think everybody did because...
I did it just because I was more laughing at him for yelling. Like, I'm like, they clearly cannot hear you. And he's going, hey, stop it, hey, hey.
And I'm like getting loud too. That was good.
That was good.
A Mandalorian, let me tell you, I didn't do our review yet. Tomorrow, we are having a live again. We are finally doing our spoiler review of Rise of Skywalker. I know it's kind of outdated a little bit, but I wanted to give people a week or so or a little longer to go and see it.
Because we felt we couldn't give a review without spoiling.
So we're gonna give you our true, honest opinions, and let me tell you, spoiler, I get angry. I'm going to get angry, and
he's gonna spoil the movie for
and
you.
I might cuss at some things. I'm gonna try really hard not to, but some things made me so mad in this movie that I was cursing in the movie theater. I really was, kind of loud as well. So Baby Yoda, we're giving it Baby Yoda is the best in the world. But I'll tell you this, Mandalorian is the best thing going for Star Wars. Disney made a great decision on this.
What time tomorrow?
You're off tomorrow.
Depends on what time he gets done work.
Yeah, because I get done work at, should be like 6 o'clock.
But sometimes he gets done later.
Yeah, so
it's just gonna honestly depend on
somewhere
when
between
he gets home.
7 and 8 o'clock at night. We'll say that. I'll give a better time on social media of when that's going to happen. But I'll tell you this, though. Mandalorian is better than Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker put together. I think Mandalorian is saving this.
Because of Baby Yoda.
No, Baby Yoda is a big plus, but I'm talking about the story and everything around that. Even Rotten Tomatoes, who like give like terrible reviews on stuff, actually gave Mandalorian 100%. It's a rare review that they actually did that. You know, Rotten Tomatoes is like one of the worst critics in the world.
Yeah, they're
very aggressive, and the fact that they gave Mandalorian 100%, it's like it's true. There's no lie. There's no lie.
No one can criticize that show because of Baby Yoda.
It's and the show's not just about. I mean, yes, it is the Baby Yoda show. We know this.
Yeah, it's not really the Mandalorian.
But we'll talk about all that stuff. So tomorrow we're going to go live again, and we're going to talk about Rise of Skywalker. So guys, I hope you guys had fun with this. It was, actually kind of fun reflecting on our 2019. Review the best and worst stuff. A lot of good things. More good things than bad things, but that's typical. Not everything is sunshine and rainbows. So yeah, this is it. Only a couple hours left, end of the year. At least, in our area.
We've got 4 hours and 23 minutes.
Yeah. Rewatch the trilogy. I'll rewatch it too,
Dude.
But I'll have my things to say come tomorrow. Also, what was really cool about 2019 is all you people watching, all the people who have subscribed, all the people who watch us, all the people who comment on the videos, because we love doing that, all the people we have met physically. You guys are the best thing of 2019. You guys and gals. And we want to say thank you. And we want to say happy New Year. Yeah, happy New Year, guys. We will be back next year for another vlog. Have a good night. Stay safe. If you're going out drinking, doing anything, parties, stuff like that, keep it safe, keep it responsible. Grab an Uber, grab a Lyft, whatever you have to do. Be safe.
Happy New Year.
Finito. The vlog is over.